Good day everybody. Just going to do a quick psychic reading for you all. This card is still sitting how I had them yesterday. Hope you're all doing good today. I've been getting a lot of weird feelings. How do I put this into words of Earth humans? Lots of activity, lots of noises. My ears are screaming constantly. My left ear actually has, oh look at that, the star just jumped out at me. That's an answer to what I'm just saying to you there. Like a noise, like many of you may know this who are psychic or who have been doing a lot of psychic work. When you lie in bed at night, it sounds like there's some kind of hum going on, where you're hearing this like a low vibration noise. But last night was really weird. I was lying in bed. I couldn't sleep at all last night. I was lying in bed and I'm hearing this, the left ear. Now, it's not tinnitus. My mum has Meniere's disease, and she let me hear what it sounds like for her when her tinnitus is bad. And it's not anything like it. This is almost like a modem, an old-fashioned modem, and we're at different frequencies. But I've heard many psychics or tarot readers say that when they're doing their readings, they are hearing when they start doing the readings, they get the screaming noise in their ear, and then it goes away when they stop. For me, it's when I've got beings come next to me, it screams loud, and then when they move away, it stops. But this hum, I remember first hearing this hum back in about 2012, when they were telling me about the earth changes and the societal changes, the breakdown of society, and I was getting a lot of attention from different types of beings, what you want to call them, and I was hearing it. That's when I first started hearing it, and I tried to make a video of what I hear, the sounds I hear in my head, and a lot of people were saying, yep, that's what I'm hearing. And it just started for loads of people. Now, is there a environmental reason we're hearing this? Was something switched on that we're hearing? Or is this just we're next to beings who emanate a higher frequency and it resonates with our own frequency and makes this screaming noise? I'm going with that. That's what I feel intuitively is what's happening. It makes sense in my life. So, but I'm getting a mixed bag of visitors. And one thing I'll say is when you have spoons flying about, it's usually my lab. I've not had spoons flying about for years until recently. Whenever I make a certain type of video and give certain type of information, I'll get spoons flying about. Now, this might sound daft, right? But let me explain something. When the super soldiers are being trained in telekinesis, they use spoons. Why would they use spoons, you're asking? Because for some reason we have a kind of, not anger towards spoons, but we have something in us that makes us dislike spoons from when we're babies. This goes back to when the mother's feeding you, or the father's, whoever, somebody's feeding you with a spoon. You're a baby, you're starving, all you want is food right now. They're taking time with the spoon, putting it in your mouth. You have some kind of bad feelings towards those spoons because the food's not coming quick enough. This is scientific research. This isn't coming from some mad place in my head. So they use spoons to train people because they already have some kind of connection with a spoon due to being a baby. Maybe they were playing a game, aeroplanes, and you were just wanting to eat, you know. But so that for my research, that's why they use spoons. Now, any time that I've had paranormal activity, should I say, it's been spoons that come flying off the counter or start spinning, and that's why I looked up spoons flying, and I went down a journey of discovery why spoons. And that was also coinciding with what sounded like heavy military boots walking up and down my hall at night, and I had paralysis, couldn't move. I've had many lucid dreams where I've been in a facility where there are soldiers. There was one instance where I had confirmation of this when I was in one of these facilities and people seemed to be quite asleep. They were walking like they were in a trance, and I was shouting at these people to wake up, you know. And there's a guy who one of my friends used to watch. I remember his name. It was something like Rich 214X or something like that, right? Something like that. And I'm going back years trying to remember this. But he made a video years ago where he talked about a girl was there who was shouting at people to wake up, and she went, he saw you. You know, that's confirmation that you were there. So we obviously were taken to some military facility, and I can maintain quite a lucid mind in these places just through years of experience and trauma, I suppose, that being taken to places like this. So we are very much watched by them, and I think once you are delivering certain messages and raising people's vibration by teaching them, which is what I like to do best, I get a lot of attention. Which is why you'll notice in the videos randomly I just put pictures of helicopters hovering over the house, or I've had that a lot. And it's just, I don't know why they do it, and you can think to yourself, well, why would they watch me? I'm not a big threat, right? But each and every one of us that's doing this must be a big threat. I think they watch us from birth. They know that you've incarnated here and what your purpose is meant to be, and they'll try anything to stop it. Which is why they put us with families that are designed to bring your vibration down, to knock you off your path, to make you focus on your trauma rather than your dharma. So we had a spoon fly the other day, again, and I thought, and that's coincided with recently I had a car sitting in the driveway. It was kind of late afternoon, well, it was probably early evening, but it was dark, but not so dark, right? Because it hadn't got to winter yet. I hadn't got the dark nights just yet. And my friend was in the house, and I was teaching her a lot of things that they don't like you teaching. And we sat for a couple of hours, and when she was leaving, I noticed a car was kind of half in, half out the drive. And what was really peculiar was it looked like the windshield was blacked out. Now, why would you can't drive with a blacked out windshield? I don't think that's legal. But this car did. And I didn't think anyone was in the car because of this. And I'm looking going, who's parked there? Why would they park like half in my drive? You know, why would you abandon it? So I'm looking around the neighbours' houses to see if someone's getting a delivery, or still I don't know why they would park in such a manner. But when I was watching and I'm looking around to see, I'm thinking that's terrible, because if I need to get out in a hurry, I can't reverse my car out. I'm blocked in by whoever's left their car abandoned in such a silly manner. And then as I was saying that, the car went into reverse really quickly. And just say this is the car sitting in my drive. It reversed back like really fast like this and up a lane backwards. You have to be a really good driver to do that manoeuvre so fast. But also so dangerous, because if there had been an animal or a small child running, it would have. And they went away really quickly. And I thought, oh, not again. Not this again. This is, you know, I thought this, I'd moved house to get away from all this, you know, I thought it'd all gone. Anyway, clearly it hasn't. Clearly they can find you. So, when with the spoon the other day, and I've been feeling like people are around me, I thought it's all begun again. They're watching. Why they're watching? Okay, so if they're watching now, they were watching back then in 2012 when I kind of came into my power, so to speak. I realised I could do more than what I could the day before. It jumped in increments, spiritual awareness. So I thought they're watching. And they're able to be in your home, it seems, without using doors. That's going to sound crazy to most people. But if you watch this video, then hopefully you're in the same kind of life experiences as I am also. And we're all in this together. And those who it isn't happening to, then don't know why you're here, unless you're watching. Could be that. But I just wanted to say to the people who are doing this, because you may well be watching, please bugger off. state of our home. You have no right to be in our home. You have no right to be throwing spoons at my children. It's not on. And we've won. Give up. And stop scaring my dog. Anyway, so after that, I'm hearing these, what sounds like, last night was really peculiar. I keep feeling like there's going to be some kind of massive global earthquake. I don't think it's destructive. I don't feel like it takes buildings down, but I was shown back in 2011 this massive earthquake, and my guides told me just to find a bit of grass, a big field, and lie down and just wait for it to finish, because it will roll you about a little bit. Don't be in your houses just in case there's structural damage. And I've been thinking, oh, that must be older rubbish they've told me, because it hasn't happened since 2012. But I keep feeling like it's going to happen again. I keep feeling this. So last night when I heard this noise, I couldn't place what it was. It was like an earthquake. It sounded like an earthquake, but without the movement, without anything moving. And I can't think what it could be. It couldn't be a plane. It doesn't sound like a plane, and it started with the same intensity it stopped. Didn't gradually fade in and fade out. It just happened, went on for about 10 seconds and then stopped. It was really peculiar. And I couldn't sleep a wink last night. I didn't even feel tired. I just was awake, and I felt like there was people there watching. And I've got that a lot lately, the people watching again. And people in my life seem to be going a bit ski-whiff, which is a Scottish term for a bit crazy. And I think this whole fear campaign that's been played on people is going to end soon. And I don't know if it's going to end with what causes this earthquake, because we're moving as a solar system into a part of space where we don't have the dust cloud protecting us from space energy. This has caused us to be less psychic, less intuitive, completely disconnected from our planet. When we move more into this space of a clean space, we're going to be hit with all these energies, and it's going to be gradual to an extent, but quite fast, as we completely clear the dust. It's going to cause noises, and I always hear like squeaking hinges almost in the atmosphere, as the energies are shifting and changing and interacting with our Earth's own energy. And I was told in 2012 it was going to speed up the core of the planet. Speed up the core. And I remember thinking, speed it up. So it's going to start, so the core rotates different to the Earth then? And they were saying yes. It's like they showed me it's like a silver ball that is spinning. And what causes the Earth to spin is the kind of pull of this ball. The Earth kind of gets pulled behind it. Now, I don't know if I'm right in this at all. This is just what they showed me years ago. So the silver ball that's inside Earth will be spinning faster, and it will make time appear to go faster. You won't have enough hours in the day to do the things you would normally do. And it's going to continue to get faster until we reach a point of singularity, where it'll just be like, we are the light. We've all become the light. And that ties in with my son's dream of the lights coming at the heart centre when it's time to ascend. Now, all these things can be told to us, and they could all be lies. But I suppose we'll find out, right? If it happens, we'll know it's not a lie. So I wanted to do a few cards just on what this earthquake noise is. What are we experiencing with this rumble noise? I mean, I know there's noises all over Earth, weird noises, and I'm told it's because we're moving away from the clouds, so Earth's starting to kind of creak as its core spinning faster. It's creaking as it's having to catch up and get pulled quicker with it. So what is going on there? 5 of emotions, 10 of inspiration, and the world. Okay, For the purpose of this video, I'm not going to just give my count on what I think, because I don't want to be subjective. I don't want to have any bias here. So I'm going to read the actual book, just so we're clear. I don't want to open right the page. I don't want to give any bias here, because I've obviously been told for a long time what's going to happen, and if I'm telling you, reading into the cards in my way, then it could be bias. So just to play it safe, I'm going to read it to you. So, I'm just doing past, present and future, okay? What is the noises all about? What's happening? What is this to do with? The key words for this card is processing sadness or grief, loss, getting stuck in a negative pattern or emotion, not seeing the way out, crying over spilt milk, learned helplessness, becoming enamoured of the shadow, a time to find new hope. I think we've been through that globally. I think you'll all agree with that. Next one, present, 10 of inspiration. I keep open right the page. So, responsibilities and burdens, taking on too much, the heaviness of promises, seeking other paths that offer help and guidance, systemising and prioritising. And I think that is also for right now, the heaviness of promises. How many channels have you watched that promise this is happening in September? Oh no, now it's October. Now it's November. Now it's December. We're always chasing a promise. And I think it is probably time to look at other paths that offer help. And I think those other paths could be off-world perhaps, or our higher selves, connecting with our higher selves and bringing down that energy. Trying different things. Outcome. The world. Let me get to the world. Completion. Success. Attainment. Celebration. Full circle joy. Ending of a cycle. Ascension. Tying up loose ends. Travel plans. A reminder to follow through. Vibrational attainment. So, let me just turn them round so you can see. Let's look through the wear. If you can see that, lift them up. That is what the noise is all about. Earth is creaking and groaning, letting go of an old way. We need to find a new way to do things. I think we need a new way to live our society, a new way to run Earth. We've let the cockroaches run for too long. And it's time now to get the exterminators in and start again with a brand new frequency. Now, if the Earth's core is speeding up, what does that do to our core? If we are with Earth and on Earth and in the frequency of Earth, then if Earth's frequency is raising and its core is speeding up and time is speeding up, then so will we be. Which means you will have access to more of your gifts, more of your higher senses. You'll be able to feel a lot more. But a consequence of this is really intense energies hitting you, in you, confusion. And the only way to navigate that is to really let go and just flow with the energy. Don't try and fight it. Fighting it will cause you to feel horrible anxiety. So let go and know that we're going to ascension. It's all good. I've been told in a channeling just, I think it was a week ago, 2 weeks ago, it might be 2 months ago now, time is not a real thing for me at the moment, but I was told that the Earth has been freed. The ones who were in control have been basically given their marching orders, and the other planets in the solar system have been freed also. There has been a war going on, And it seems like a lot of the dark forces have let go, as in the off-world dark forces. And my feeling is, with the spoons flying about, is that this is the last-ditch attempt that they have at trying to stop what's happening. Obviously, they've been trying to stop it by using medical intervention, by making people detach from that energy, creating a whole new frequency. But I think who came here to help raise the frequency will still help raise the frequency, no matter what they did. Because I don't know if you watched a video a month or so back that my youngest child, who doesn't know about these things, said that Jesus was standing in the room and said that he'd won. And I asked what he'd won, and she went quiet and asked and said, he said the universe. Now she's only 5, so to know information like that is a bit beyond her, really. So I believe that they were telling her, because I probably wasn't listening and probably caught up in some group I'm watching or something and getting into negative energies, not leaving. So as the higher beings, what you want to call them, to me they're lions, and I speak to people from Alcyon and Andromeda. It was always Andromeda in the beginning. Andromedans were always the one visiting, and then the lions kicked in. And then the healing energies coming from Alcyon. Now, if we know what the moon means, again I'm going to read it because I don't want to put any bias on this and see what I think. The moon, illusions, hidden truths, shadows in the moonlight, facing your fears, obscured knowledge, the need to trust your intuition, instinct, the things you cannot know at this time, subtle illumination. So, there's a lot going on in the background that we are not privy to. And it really is a time of just trusting that we have won. Because they're not going to tell us right now, for whatever reason. But things are going on in the background. Let me just ask one more question. Are we all going to ascend to higher energies and live in those higher energies without fear, without anger, without wrath, in happiness with each other? That's the card of, I'm going to read it again, just so, 4 of Inspiration. I never usually do this when I read it out, but I think it's really important, just because I don't think we can let our bias kick into this now. It's kind of, people are worried, people are scared, and I think that if we are seeing things from our perspective and saying, oh, it's all going to be roses, and it's not, then we're leading people to false insecurity. So, 4 of Inspiration. An event or gathering, time with friends or family, a celebration, happiness, a marriage or other important milestone, experiencing the sacred in your community, a gala of stability. That would say, yeah, we're all going to ascend and we're going to be free of all the negative energies, once and for all. Hallelujah. Okay, friends, keep listening to your intuition. Keep going. It's time to stop fighting and time to start loving. Just love who you're with, love yourself, love your planet, and love where we're going. And it's all going to work out, apparently. Okay, much love. Take care.